Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome. I am Illuminati. This is the Crypto and Cognac podcast show, as always, live every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. sharp, right here on YouTube. And as always, I'm here to talk to you guys about the cryptic world of cryptocurrency with my yak in my hand. So today I had all plans. Right, I did set up. I was gonna drink myself some VS, some Hennessy VS, right? The old, good, trustable Hennessy VS. If you want yak, yeah, that's the one. But crazy enough, I'm actually feeling for Hennessy Pure White. And for those of you all who are familiar with the podcast, you all will know that Pure White, while it is yak, while it is Hennessy, while I do love it, is my least favorite of the various cognac that Hennessy brings forward. So it's kind of crazy that I'm actually in the mood for it. I'm actually feeling for it. It's been a long week, even though the week isn't even near over. But I feel for something a little chill, a little smooth, a little light on the taste, a little light on the palate. And as always, we do it on the rocks. We have our yak the same way we have our facts. And that is, I am not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advisory podcast, right? It's all about the ICE rule, as Stephen is saying in the chat. It's all about information, conversation, and education. I share with you, he shares with me, you share with him, and on the other side of it, we are hopefully in a better space as it relates to this crazy crypto space. Steve-O, what's up, my brother? What are you drinking tonight? But guys, tonight, this evening, what I am talking about is crypto cards. Why? Because as we become more and more enthralled in bull market, bear market, for a lot of the people who are now coming into the space, their question is, okay, I invest in crypto, it gone up. What do I do about it now? How do I even get to use it? Is it practical? Do I have to send it back to my bank account? Do I have to sell it peer-to-peer on the open market? Like, if I become a crypto millionaire, how do I actually benefit from the millions that I've earned in crypto, or the dollars, or the tens, or the hundreds, or the thousands, as the case may be? Or if I lose my shirt and all I can afford to buy with all the money that I've invested in crypto is a shirt, how do I go about doing so, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about how various card platforms allow for us to spend our crypto on everyday transactions. And why is it even a point of interest, right? The fact of the matter is that for adoption to take place, we need to have genuine utility for our crypto. Crypto needs to be as fully integrated into our day-to-day existence as possible. And that, for one, means payments, right? Being able to use your crypto earnings, your crypto investment, being able to spend your crypto for real world items, because you can't eat Bitcoin. As much as we love Bitcoin, as much as we invested for the long haul, as much as we love Ethereum, as much as we love Solana, you can't eat that, right? So you had to go to the supermarket To get actual food, you have to go to the market. To get actual food, you have to go to the grocery, the restaurant, the wherever you need clothes for your back. I mean, whether it's one item that you wear over and over because you don't want to spend no crypto. We need to exist in this world. And this is one of the main ways that we can integrate our crypto financial ecosystem into the traditional economic environment. And the fact of the matter is that the people who are actually leading the charge with this are the names that we already know and are familiar with, and some of us love, some of us hate, and those being MasterCard and Visa. So MasterCard, they have over 90 million merchant locations worldwide. Visa has over 100 merchant locations nationwide. I'm not nationwide, globally, sorry. And what that means is that anywhere that accepts Visa, that accepts MasterCard, if you have yourself a crypto card, you can then use your crypto and access value in from any one of these merchants, right? So how do crypto cards actually work, right? So the crypto is actually in your account, and you will have to then convert it to some form of fiat currency, like US dollars, like euros, like GBP, pounds, that is. Unfortunately, we don't yet have a TT back card, but that conversion actually takes place in real time in the back end by the card provider, which means that there's minimal delay and there's a minimal delay in terms of impacting the value that you're actually hoping to exchange, because we know how crazy and how volatile the crypto market is. So you don't want to be trying to buy something with Solana, Bitcoin, or whatever is the case, intending to spend 0.01 BTC to buy something for, let's say, $600, right? $580, $590 based on what the price is right now. And then because the market does a drastic price movement, let's say 5 minutes after you intended to make that purchase, now you end up spending 0.012 Bitcoin to pay for the same item that was $580. So one of the key aspects of the value proposition for crypto cards is that those transactions are taking place behind the scenes in as close to real time as possible, right? And it means that those transactions go through just as soon as you swipe your card, and the payment goes through just like it would on any other credit card, debit card that is provided by one of these providers. So you don't have to worry about delays. You don't have to worry about chargebacks, because everything happens on the front end as it's supposed to happen, and everything happens on the back end just as it's supposed to happen in terms of the blockchain. Now, where the card going? So this card is a card provided by a company called B21. I've had this card for about 3 years. This one is expired. That's why I'm comfortable showing it up like this, because card number don't really exist anymore. Y'all could stick a screenshot, try to shop with it. It don't matter. It already expired January this year. So yes, I've had that for 3 years. But since B21, which was one of the I guess first crypto cards. I mean, there were others in the market, but in terms of accessibility to people like us in the Caribbean, this was one of the first to enter the market. But since then, there's Crypto.com, who has their Visa card. There's Coinbase. I think their card is also Visa. There's Binance card. There is the BlockFi rewards card with Visa. MasterCard has a few options as well, none coming to mind offhand, but there are certain challenges and considerations when it comes to using a crypto card. One of the biggest, of course, like I just explained, is the volatility of the crypto price, right? So if the value of your crypto drops significantly after a purchase, you might end up spending more than you intended. So, well, more so before your purchase. So you leave home, you're getting ready to go and buy groceries or whatever is the case, Bitcoin up like it was earlier this afternoon. By the time you get to the supermarket, you're ready to buy, the price is down significantly. What you're gonna spend in the supermarket obviously is more of your crypto than you had intended. And then after you've paid cash out, by tonight, the market might have recovered. So you are in the lurch, as they might say, right? Additionally, all of these platforms will have some kind of conversion fee that they will charge. Also, foreign exchange transaction fees, because you're moving from maybe a crypto to a crypto stable coin, then to a fiat currency. And there may be different levels of transaction fees attached in the background. Now, oftentimes, even with this 𝐕21 card, there is some amount of staking that you have to do to be able to access the card. And once you've staked your funds to be able to have access to the card, your access to it, to those crypto, to be able to sell during a point of significant market volatility may not be there. So you might find, as was the case with my 𝐕21, that the token that you had staked has lost all its value, right? So whereas, something might have been worth $2,000 when you staked it, when it's time to unstake, if you want to terminate the card, as the case may be, it might be worth $200, it might be worth $20, it might be worth $2, right? And that's the reality of this space, right? And that's why we say, do your own research. Do invest more than you could afford to lose. Do follow Stephen and take no loan to buy no crypto. But the fact is, like I said, in order to really have the type of adoption that we are looking for, and as crypto continues to grow, crypto cards are going to play a major role, as far as upgrading the technology, as far as bringing the space into regulatory compliance, because obviously you have to use one of those intermediary institutions to be able to have access to a crypto card, which forces people who want to have that ease of access to need to do KYC, be aligned with AML in order to have access to the services that are offered by these institutions, right? But we have seen over the last few years, like I said, significant amounts of relationships growing in this particular space. We've seen Circle, which is the company behind USDC. They have integrated with Visa to be able to, create a bridge between the digital currency and the traditional banking system. That has been significant. Again, Visa and crypto.com, like I said, one that we don't want to really talk about and celebrate too much, but FTX did have a very strong relationship with Visa, which allowed their crypto card to be available in 40 different countries. So in terms of especially creating access outside of the traditional Western mainstream financial system, crypto has been able to allow people to access credit and debit card services in environments that they would not usually have had access to that. So, for example, I'm not someone who believes in credit cards too much. Yes, they have a lot of value, and I didn't own a credit card, but I was able to use this card whenever I traveled to pay for hotels, to pay for accommodations, to pay for rental cars, to pay for Ubers, to shop, as the case may be, and very efficiently without and especially for somebody like me living in the Caribbean, living in Trinidad and Tobago, who a lot of times there are constraints on your USD foreign exchange availability. That was never an issue as it relates to this card. This card, I think the limit was something like 250,000 US dollars equivalent per transaction. So I could have literally walked into a Lambo dealership and buy a Lambo using this card if I had the requisite crypto, which could have been converted to the fiat to be able to make that purchase. Whereas most people in the Caribbean, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, there are significant limits on how much USD equivalent currency we have access to. Some people have as little as $500 a month. You could barely make, you could barely buy a plane ticket with what is available to you on your usual credit cards because of the forex consideration. So definitely these crypto cards would have created an avenue for people like us in the Caribbean to be able to access foreign exchange without having to bring our funds back home to the traditional banking system and then hope to convert from that into from our local currency back into US dollars. Um, in terms of other relationships, MasterCard and Backed, they have a network of crypto solutions. Consensus and MasterCard, they also created a MasterCard backed card on their Consensus permissionless Ethereum blockchain. I think that they also provided a central bank, a CBDC backed, but well, operating on the MasterCard network. Paxos, who are the ones who were backing BUSD, very, very big traditional banking platform. So MasterCard partnered with them in 2022 to help traditional financial institutions offer crypto trading services. And that was on the MasterCard platform. It also offered a card, a physical card for persons to be able to engage in those transactions. And then we've seen that continue in terms of 2024, Visa with Universal Payment Channel offering CBDCs, stablecoins, creating cross-currency interoperability. Microsoft, AgroToken, a few other partnerships that we've seen continue to grow and be established. So I don't think that crypto backed cards are going anywhere. I think we're going to see more and more of them become popular. I'm looking forward to maybe seeing the first Caribbean backed crypto token. I know there are a couple companies in the Caribbean who have been working to try to be first to market with that. Some of the digital banking services that help us to pay, they I know for sure are working feverishly to sync up on our platform. I mean, when I was at FinTech Islands this year in Barbados, there were quite a few people having that conversation with MasterCard in terms of how to execute on that. So I expect to see a lot of that. Let me just touch base in the chat there. Yeah. Steve say you have 4 loans that you used to buy crypto. This man is a madman. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Debs follow Steven. Steven is a madman. I mean, he has done his research apparently and he's comfortable with it. But yes, people being limited to 5K USD in Trinidad in terms of their monthly limit. Like I said, I know there are banks here that offer their customers as low as 250 US dollars a month in terms of their limit, in terms of access to USD. So for sure, having a crypto card that you can access, convert your crypto investment to be able to access it anywhere in the world that accepts Visa, MasterCard. Again, over 100 million merchants worldwide, but using it to back your PayPal, that is going to just blow this space open exponentially. So do your research. I mean, I do believe that we here in the Caribbean have access to the Binance card. Maybe I'll do some applications over the next week and let you guys know who out there in the cryptoverse is accepting um, Trinidad KYC documents, Caribbean KYC documents for their debit and credit cards that are crypto linked. But straight up, straight down, this ain't going nowhere. This is just the beginning. I think we just saw crypto.com sign a major endorsement partnership with UEFA Champions League. So they are doing their thing to get crypto to the world, to continue to build the awareness. And obviously there's money to be made, right, when it comes to these cards. Like I said, the fees is a big business. And what I think Visa and MasterCard have realized is that if they don't join them, they will be beaten by them. So they are they are being very progressive. Let's see what happens with Apple Pay. Let's see what happens with Google Pay, whether or not we're going to see those platforms integrate crypto in the near term. Yes, it's a wait and see. But I, like I said, and like I always say, I believe adoption is inevitable, right? They want Debs want to know how Stephen taking a loan to buy crypto. How he telling his bank that? He not telling his bank that he taking an unsecured loan, or he taking a regular consumer loan, and then he taking the funds to buy crypto. I think he sold his car. The man out here, the man is all in, balls deep, right? But Stephen, braver than some of us, but he might become richer than some of us, or broker than some of us. But he will always have a place in crypto Caribbean as long as he is around. If I'm here, he's here. So, guys, thank you so much for being with me another Tuesday evening, just chopping it up, talking about this crazy cryptic world of cryptocurrency. As I say, today, tomorrow, and every day in between, adoption is inevitable. Illuminati out. Be blessed, guys.